day and time. We rack our brains and we go to school, we get trades, we get training to try to understand or to give some kind of self-purpose to our existence. And this is true from east to west, north to south. This is true of black people, white people, brown people, yellow people. This is true of Jews, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, atheists, any person from any nation, tribe, or race. Everyone is struggling with the same struggle. And we just use ideologies or religion to give us some kind of justification of our purpose and our existence. But still, we don't understand the very essence of ourselves that was placed in us to witness to and to be able to represent that. When Allah Almighty created Adam, and this is what the whole thing goes back to. Goes all the way back. It goes all the way back to when Allah Almighty created Adam alayhi salam, put everything. Adam knew all the names of everything. He knew the names of everything. When Allah Almighty sent revelation, revelation is the highest description verbally, through language, through the intellect, that one can only begin to understand on a very small level that essence in us, that power in us. So Allah Almighty, Adam, there's nothing that happens on the planet. There's not a leaf that falls. Allah Almighty is not aware of it. Any circumstance, any situation, smallest to the largest, to our thought, to our looking left or looking right or looking up or looking down, everything, every creature, every human being, every insect, every bird, every lion, every tiger, every giraffe, every fish that's flowing, that's swimming, even with their movement and before their movement, Allah Almighty is knowing. So how do we comprehend such a being through our intellect? How do we begin to assess our own purpose in being in this life? How do we justify our feelings in certain situations and circumstances? How do we justify our anger, our jealousy, our hatred, our depression, our doubts, our uncertainty, our certainty? How do we begin to describe or analyze or legitimize what we think and why we're thinking what we think? We are some very, very sophisticated and complicated creatures. We have an unlimited aspect in us, enslaved by a limited aspect of us. And when we sleep, Allah Almighty only lets us get a glimpse of that unseen aspect of us. Just to get a glimpse through the mirror of our hearts. Because our intellect, our senses, we don't have a clue. We have to learn languages. We got to speak languages. Then we have to be able to communicate those languages. But then there's feeling in communicating the languages. How do you justify or don't justify a feeling for certain languages that we're using when we're supposedly communicating? So we think that in our talking to each other, that we are communicating, but it is Allah Almighty who has sent every feeling, every thought in us as a means of bringing about His will. And because we don't know His will, that part of us that's in limits begin to rebel against that part of us that we don't understand. And so we take the low road and we accept not to be guided. Because guidance is something else. We're going through our regular day and we're using our eyes and we're using our senses. And we're looking. We have to have some kind of frame of reference already of those who observe and have put in books and information, given us information, so we can say that is a car, that is a house, that is the moon. So then we get sophisticated. We say, oh, that's a house of moon. As we go on, we get sophisticated. We can just think faster of the little things that from a frame of reference somebody taught us. But before coming here, Allah Almighty placed something in us that knew everything. When Adam alayhi salam, when Allah Almighty brought Eve from Adam alayhi salam, and the first law was marriage, he was married to his soul. He married his soul. Because there's only one soul. And so Eve came from his soul. All his descendants came from his soul. Because that was the name and nature of everything. But he did not understand with his intellect. So Allah Almighty had to give him a sophisticated situation by having created someone who was jealous and envious of him, to challenge his value. And prior to that, he was happy with the angels being taking him on his shoulders on every level. But it was something missing in his life. Because he did not understand what Allah Almighty had given him. And this is the whole essence of why we're here. And why Adam alayhi salam and Eve alayhi salam had to fall. And for 300 years they dwelled in a place they knew nothing about. They had to learn step by step what was what. They didn't even have a language to talk about the things that they saw, because they had no language for the things that they saw, because they didn't know what they were looking at. They were paradise people. What we have to understand is that we function the same way. We don't even know why. Why did that make you? I don't know why that made me angry, but that made me angry. Why did that make you jealous? I don't know why I was jealous. It just made me. Well, why did he die? I don't know why I doubted. I just doubted it.